Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, Aden Duale was on an interview at Citizen TV on JKI Live. And if what Aden Duale said is something to go by as far as the issue of pricing on SGR is concerned, then I can confirm to you that Duale actually exposed his boss William Samoei Ruto and the former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. For the first time, Aden Duale was confirming that the SGR tender was doubled and therefore Kenyans were duped. There was overpricing, and that statement alone, it concurred with what by then CORD was admitting as far as the construction of SGR is concerned. Remember the issue of SGR, it was a vision of Raila Odinga and the late Mwai Kibaki. They had the pricing, and therefore it was something that was going to be delivered just as cheap as what Tanzania has. Unajua watu wengi wanaamini kwamba in Tanzania wako na metro. It is not metro, it is SGR. But if you check on the price in which Tanzania constructed their SGR, is cheaper compared to Kenya. But then Aden Duale's statement was contradicting his previous statement some time back, I think in 2017. What he said by that time, when he was the majority leader in the National Assembly, is totally different from what he's saying as of late. And Professor Babu Mukereketwa, my good friend, sent me one of the screenshots on the statement that Aden Duale had issued some time back in 2016 and what he's telling Kenyans today. Mimi nashangaa Aden Duale saizi anauza kitabu. Sasa hii kitabu yake itanunuliwa namna gani kama Aden Duale amekuwa mtu muongo? Yeye si msema ukweli. Anaongea lugha ambayo inakanganya watu. Last time he was saying this, today he's saying something different. How can Kenyans even trust this book? It becomes funny. Now, this is what Duale said yesterday. SGR is the most expensive railway. It is overpriced. It is where serious corruption took place in its tending and the payment of costs with the Chinese. That is yesterday. But now, this is what he said in 2016. In 2016, Duale is speaking as the majority leader in the National Assembly. The standard gauge railway, CORD opposed and they continue to oppose the construction of SGR. Many projects were conceptualized by the Grand Coalition, but measurements is based on what is actually executed. Now, here is admitting this was a brainchild of the coalition government in the Kibaki na Raila. But now, in actualization, it means things are changing. The president, who is that president? Uhuru Kenyatta, has led from the front in a project, and by an indication, it will be extremely successful with over 70%. Phase 1 complete in under 3 years. The route of the second phase of SGR is not political route. On current situation, the money the government has borrowed has gone into tangible projects that directly benefit Kenyans, like the SGR. Kenyans can rest easy knowing that every coin government has borrowed has gone into prudence use, contrary to the opposition insinuation. That is Aden Duale. Now, if you read those previous statements when Duale was the leader of my majority, and now what he's telling Kenyans as the CS for defense. What is your conclusion there? Please tell us in the comment section. We are continuing with this final discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please just consider subscribing. To the returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much, and again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. In 2016, 17, 18, 13, 14, 15, William Ruto was the deputy president to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. They were matching ties, matching shirts, they were speaking the same language. And Aden Duale was also enjoying serving these two principles. That was a coalition government between URP and Jubilee. That's why it was referred to as Jubilee Coalition. So, in these two statements, we are seeing Aden Duale, who is not telling Kenyan the truth. He is a man who is ending up showing an appetite to defend the person who is feeding him. It means when you are with him, he defends you. When you are not with him, he can turn against you. But the worst is that in as much you want to turn against Uhuru Kenyatta, what is forgetting is that that government, it was also involving his current boss, William Ruto. Ruto also defended SGR. There was several statement Ruto issued that was defending SGR when the Azimio, not Azimio, NASA coalition and CORD coalition were complaining. So today, Duale want to separate Ruto from the SGR project. How possible is that? It can never work at all. It means if you have to blame, these two should be blamed. And if there's no blame, then all of them cannot carry the blame. And seemingly there was the level of some kind of blame, because most people felt that yes, SGR was a good thing, but then the biggest problem was that it was being overpriced. The question was, who was the beneficiary? If Aden Duale was defending SGR, can we confirm today and say that he was among the beneficiaries during that time? Then today, how can we take his statement? It means if Uhuru did a mistake together with William Ruto during those times and Duale defended him, then the possibility of Aden Duale defending William Ruto when he's making a mistake, is there. He will defend him. There is no any doubt he's going to defend all the mistakes that Ruto is going to make, because now Ruto is his master and that is the person he is serving today. So this is a man Kenyans should not trust if you're looking for the truth, tangible truth. So Duale is confirming that he is just a pathological liar. And by the way, during campaign, there's no time William Ruto missed a chance to take credit from the SGR. It was all about mimi na rais tulijenga hii SGR. Mimi na rais tulikuwa na mpango mzima wa kufanya hii kwa SGR. So even during campaign, Ruto confirmed to the electorate that he was part of the implementation of the Vision 2030 by constructing the SGR. So the issue of tender, he was aware of. When it comes to the real work on the ground, he was aware of. So this is the man we are having today as a CS. If it was in our developed countries, Aden Duale's statement was just enough for him to resign and go. He has contracted himself and he is now making Kenyans to have more doubt about him. it means there is nothing you can trust about Aden Duale. And for those who are buying his book, they have to think twice. Duale is here to make money. But in as much as making money, is he selling something that is carrying some truth in it? Or he is selling propaganda at his own interest of making money and tarnishing someone's name at expense of glorifying another individual whom now he has become his master that he's serving as of now? So as you buy his book, think about that. Compare some of the statements from Aden Duale. It confirms someone who can lie at any given time without blinking an eye, as long as it is serving his interest to protect his bread. Because what can you tell Kenyans about the three statement that he issued in 2016 and what he was saying on JKI Live? Did he even thought of what he's saying before he come to the air on a live interview? God made complaint, but that time he never saw a reason to support what God was saying. Instead, he saw an opportunity to defend by then the regime that he was serving. So most of us believe that indeed SGR was a good thing, but there was overpricing. What was supposed to cost for 1 kilometer, it was ended up being doubled. And if the tender, the way Kibaki and Raila had negotiated with the Chinese, if Uhuru and Ruto had not come in to renegotiate afresh, then we would have done almost double what we have today in this country. If not double, then 1.5 more. Today we will be having SGR from Nairobi to either Kisumu or somewhere. But because of personal interest of the previous regime, according to Code Coalition, they had to part their way with some good money. So Ruto ako hapo. Aden Duale statement confirms that he was part of the beneficiary. So we cannot exclude him if we have to blame anyone in that government. He was leading as the majority in the second arm of the government. We have executive, National Assembly, and the judiciary. So Duale was among the leaders of the second arm of the government, where we have the speaker, the majority leader, and the minority leader. I don't know your views, but let us meet in the comment section for continuation of this conversation.